Hey everyone, Allison here, and I am back with the second layout process video in my sort of scale homework little mini series. And this time I'm working with my medium scaled pattern paper. So this is the one that I had chosen. If you haven't seen that video where I picked the 3 different pieces of pattern paper, then be sure to watch that. And also the video prior to this, which was the small scale pattern paper. Anyway, so this is my medium one. It's this oversized polka dot. This is a Chamel Lane paper. And the other side has this beautiful stripe on it. And I have gone ahead and chosen a photo, and don't laugh, this is an old one of me at my high school graduation. And I realized a little while ago that this year is actually going to be the 25th anniversary of said graduation, which is a little bit scary. But anyways, when I came across this photo, I thought, oh, it's perfect. I was thinking about this. I'm going to scrapbook this. And I really like the sort of the sunshine yellow of this, the bright, happy, optimistic. And while this picture feels quite dark, I think we can work with it to brighten it up a bit. Some of the papers that I have chosen to work with it is this yellow toned paper as a photo mat. I've got some green, and then this one I liked because of the purple, and my mom there is wearing purple. This journaling card from another Chamel Lane paper says Big Yay, and I thought that was kind of appropriate for a graduation. This one from Amy Tangerine, I like the globes. I think that it's not so much the colors working, although some of them do as well. It's more the idea of high school graduation being a time where you're sort of released to explore the world. I thought I might try and bring in this piece of vellum, and I'm not quite sure what else I'm going to bring in from my papers, but I will see. I was in my head sort of planning a little cluster of papers down here, and then I can have room for title and journaling. I don't know what my title is going to be yet. I haven't pulled any letter stickers or anything like that. I'm just going to work with some of my papers here. So I'm going to put my photo aside, and I am going to work with that little cluster of papers and see what I can come up with. I will be inking everything. Last time I inked with with brown because my papers were more of a warm white cream based. This time I'm going to be working with my standard gray, and I will have to cut some of these to size, just scoring where I want to cut it. And I'd really like to keep this purple flower. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to manage to do that though. I might have to Okay, so let's see where we're at here. I've cut a few pieces, create this little sort of grouping. And where are my journaling cards? So I cut one row of the globes off. I thought I might want to use them elsewhere, so I knew that a lot of that paper was going to be tucked away. So this is what we're looking at so far. I feel like I need something that can hold this whole thing together. I want it to be quite neutral though, because I really like to see the vellum. So maybe it needs to be this one, just slid underneath. It's not bad, not bad. And we've even got some pops of the yellow in there. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, let's see where we're at now. I'm just going to flip through some of these papers and see if I want to add any of them. Okay, so I think I'm good to start inking. I think I'm gonna just trim this a little bit so it's not quite as long. I just took ½ inch off that. Okay, now I'm going to ink everything, get it stuck down, and come back to you. All right, here we are starting to place some of the embellishments. I have created my paper grouping here. So I'm just going to move these to one side for a sec. And this is all stuck together, but it's not stuck down to the paper yet, just so that I can sort of move it around and while I was playing with the rest of my embellishments. I'm pretty happy with how I had it. One of the reasons that I picked this piece of paper was because I liked the purple and I wanted to pull out some of the purple in the photo. And then I realized that was the only shot of purple I had. So when I was looking for lettering, I went to see if I had any purple letters. Purple's not a color that I use very often, but I do have some. I had these foamy thickers, and I just put them on this acetate just so I could move them around a little bit. I was playing with the placement, you know, above the photo, and then I moved it to the side here, and I quite like it like that. So I also went through my stash and I found a really old sheet, 12 by 12 sheet of stickers from the Cartabella Wildflower collection. I mean, this is super old, but it still had a few purple elements on it, so I basically denuded it of all the purple. Let's see, there's one more there that I'll pull off in case I need it. And I want to arrange it as such, in such a way that I've got sort of purple here, here, and here. So up here I have got little bits and pieces that I have saved from other elements. So I had a scrap of green that I cut into 2 circles. I've cut this one in half so I can have half up there. This is that strip of globes that I cut off this paper earlier. This I punched from this before I slid it under there. It's a good a good trick for you if you know that you're going to be covering up a lot of your paper, but you want to have it somewhere else on the page, just punch out a shape from a section that is going to be covered up anyways, and then you have it for the rest of your layout. And then I cut the light bulb out of that Schmel paper and I put it on pop dots. And I happened to find a die cut globe that's been sitting on my desk for a few weeks now, and it was from an Amy Tangerine set, so it goes with these ones. So I thought I could bring that down there. That way I've got a globe here and here and here. I like to do things in threes if I can. These are from a very old basic gray. No, my little yellow bicycle from their Zinnia collection. I've had this in my stash forever, so gotta get it used, right? So they're just acetate shapes. They've got some glitter on them, and I thought that would help to bring some yellow down in here. And I've got a smaller one up there along with a globe with a bit of purple. So hopefully you can see how it is that I'm building this layout. So now it's time to get things stuck down and committed, and then we can see about maybe adding some smaller embellishment pieces. Just as I did here, you can see where I punched out that little circle. But just as I did with the small scale layout where I punched out some larger circles to tuck behind my embellishment clusters to play with, not only to give contrast with color, but also with contrasting scale. So they were large circles in opposition to the small circles of the pattern paper. I've done that here as well. Now these polka dots are much larger already, so I made sure that the circles I die cut were as big as I could possibly get from my scrap of paper. That way the contrast between them and the paper is greatest. So I just want to tuck this together. It's more for the color than the words, although I suppose the words are somewhat appropriate. Now I'm going to get my glossy accents going. And I should get my title down. I've seen a lot of people do this where they use acetate or wax paper and stick their letters on it. I've never really done it before. I am usually, well, as I said, I'm a stick and go kind of person, but I can definitely see the merits in using something like that so that you can move it around and get it exactly where you want it to be. Now somewhere, I haven't figured out exactly where my journaling is going to go yet, probably on this side, but somewhere I do want to allude to the fact that it's now 25 years on. So even though I'm titling this Grad 91, the journaling's not going to be about that particular day per se. Argument could be made for having another globe up there as a little bit of overkill, but to be honest, it's more for the purple than for the globe. I'm almost done now. I've got my biggest pieces in place, and I found a journaling card that incorporated sort of a quasi-purple, I guess, and enough space to write what I wanted to. And then I added the date of this photo down here. I was going to put today's date, but then it seemed a little confusing, so I skipped that. And now I want to add some tiny detail, just like I contrasted the scale of the polka dot in the background with these large circles. I want to bring in some small details, and I'm going to do that with sequins. So now comes the fun part, and I get to glue them all down. I'm trying to go for a few different shades, and I'm just using my glossy accents if I can get it out of the bottle. And I just like to put little dots around, and then I will simply hand place sequins within each drop of glue that I've left. By the end of this, my hands can get quite messy. Okay, I'm just going to take a look at this, make sure I'm happy with it. Catch all the stray sequins. Yes, I think I am. All right, so there we go. There's my layout made with the medium sized pattern paper, medium scale size pattern, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm trying to say. And we played with some scale. We added some larger circular elements. We've got some larger icons, that kind of thing. And I got to use purple, which I don't use very often. So yay, yay. All right. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time for the large scale pattern paper.